here I am, yeah, back at Orwell Motorcycles, yeah, absolutely marvellous. Look what I'm on, Kawasaki Z650RS, absolutely marvellous. I'll tell you why in a little while, but first of all I want to get out of here, and so what I reckon I'll do is I'll bring you back a walk round, yeah, and then we can have a mutter on the way back, can't we? There, we're off. Look at that, full tank of gas, marvellous. So here we have it then, the Kawasaki Z650RS in black and gold. To do it in various colours. The green one I think is the one that I would go for. Absolutely love it. But saying that, I do like the gold wheels on this. I think it looks great. The reason I wanted to try this again was I was watching a TV programme called Shed and Buried, and they'd just come across an original Kawasaki Z650, you know, the 4, and it just took me back. And they've actually done a really good job with this. The clocks, I absolutely love. 2 round clocks. I mean, not many bikes now come with 2 round clocks anymore. The LED bit in the middle looks a bit 80s, I would say, but that's absolutely fine because of the age that the bike is supposed to represent. So I think that's absolutely fine. About 67 brake horsepower, something like that, 68 PS, and about 64 newton meters of torque, which is plenty. Nissan brakes on the front and on the back, ample for this. It only weighs about 187 kilos. The seat height is supposedly 820. To me it feels smaller than that, but I'm comfortable on it. I'm very it's a pretty comfortable bike all round. It doesn't feel heavy when you're riding it, and the front end feels fairly light. Would I like it a bit more heavy? Maybe I would for a change. It does mean that it's quite flippable through the corners and stuff. That gearbox, little clicky. I mean, of course, this engine is well and truly tested. What I would have liked to see them do is to actually put some fins on it or something, just to make it a bit more retro. I think that's one thing I'd like. I'd probably add more money, because these are only about £7,500 roughly. Don't shoot me if I'm wrong, there might be a bit more than that, but I'm sure you can get a good deal on one. As you can most bikes now. The clocks, absolutely wonderful. Oh, I just love them. Mickey Mouse mirrors, my favourite. I know lots of people like bar end mirrors. These could have been chrome. I would have liked a thicker bar and all that, but you can do those if you want to. But the way they come standard is absolutely fine. No grab rail or anything. This little thin tailpiece here is just spot on, I think. It's a very good compromise for money, for being retro, and for being modern. And yes, it's liquid cooled. Most things have to be liquid cooled to get the performance, to get them through the regulations and everything. The exhaust, I was just looking at it to see, I wonder if you could just put a pipe on just to make it look a bit more retro, and I think the whole lot would have to come off, and I think that could be potentially expensive. I don't know. Economy, absolutely fine. Nice big round headlamp. Mudguard, a reasonable size. I think it's a very practical but also a very handsome little bike. But let's get back on it, because it is all about the riding, and then I can have a bit of a mutter and we can go through the senses. Yeah. Right, here we are, back on board in the middle of this beautiful Suffolk countryside. on this marvellous 1970s bike. Yeah, that's brand new. Let's get going. So, I think it's a cracking little bike. And I mean, this view from here, we'll go this way. It gives a little roar from that induction, which is just enough to make up for the fact that it's actually quite a quiet bike. Get my visor down. Oh, that's got a whistle as well. Just get it up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, it's very smooth and easy to ride, for sure. It's very slick through the gauges. You see, I went nice and easy through those. The handling is just spot on for what it is. I don't think you'll hear that sound, but it does sound lovely. The engine, completely proven, isn't it? Over a decade, I would imagine. I think I want to turn left here. Yeah. Oh, and we're stuck behind an electric vehicle. Yeah, all the switchgear, obviously all very modern. But all intuitive and dead easy to work your way through. There's not a lot on it, but it has all the information you want: your gear indicator, your fuel level, the lot, time, fuel consumption, things like that, trip. But let's crack on with the senses anyway, and we can mutter generally as we go. And taste. I reckon this could be a box of chocolates. Yeah, Black Magic or something like that, I reckon. Something with a caramel in it as well, though. You know the sort of thing I mean. And to smell, it doesn't smell of anything. It's a brand new bike, just smells of warm metal and plastic, which is what you'd expect. No smell of oil or petrol or anything. To look at, it looks like a 1976 Z650. It does. If only it had fins and an extra 2 cylinders. But it hasn't, and manufacturers are going away from those 4 cylinders, aren't they? So they're going to see less of them. But this is a good compromise, I think. And at the money, I mean, if it was a 4-cylinder bike, you'd be sticking another $3,000 on it. I'm going to get past this. So there you go. Easy enough to overtake things. Absolutely wonderful. The handling is just, like I say, I mean, through these S-bends, going nice and steady. It's very smooth, and that engine is very smooth. But that's what I wanted to say, is it can feel a little bit snatchy, and I've noticed that. I noticed that when it was in the Versys, whatever you call it, and in the Ninja. It's a sporty engine, and I guess this was, in the day, quite a sporty bike. Yeah, so I suppose it sort of goes with the territory. But with the multi-cylinder, it would have been smoother. Yeah, that's what I think. But it doesn't distract from it. I still like it. You know, you get used to riding bikes differently, don't you? But yeah, so it looks like a 1970s bike. What does it feel like? What does it, you know, to touch? Oh, I feel it's Kawasaki, and I always say Kawasaki build pretty decent bikes, don't they? And so they should have been doing it a long time, even at the price point that it is at $7,500. I think that's just top notch. Like I said, the bars, I would like these to be chrome and maybe just a bit thicker. I don't like a thick handlebar. I don't know, it makes it feel a bit more substantial. Well, that's just me. The clocks, I like the chrome round the edge of the clocks. That's nice, isn't it? Riding at legal limits as well, you've got to remember that. I mean, this has got a lot more. You can see it's got a lot more than what I'm doing here. Yeah. Oh, what we got going on here? Oh, bicycle, that's all. It is plenty sharp enough, and it does sound nice. It does. Yeah, so to touch and feel anyway, it's just absolutely lovely. Then what, the sound, I guess, and we've already discussed it. There's a lot of induction noise which makes it roar a little bit when you wind it on. You get a bit of buzz, a bit of vibration, but not much. And it doesn't have to get a clog on. That pigeon nearly hit me then. Marvellous. Yeah, it's a real fun bike to play with. Would I have one? Yeah, I would, I think. Which sort of brings us on to that sixth sense, doesn't it? How does it make me feel? It makes me feel very happy, to be honest. I guess because I know that it also looks like the original, and it does look like the original. I had the Z900RS, and I absolutely loved it. I love the look of it. I don't think there's anybody can say anything bad about the Z900, except for it turns you into a raving lunatic. Yeah, it did me. I had to get rid of it. I was either going to kill myself or at least dump the bike, I think. And so I got rid of it. But with hindsight, one of these would be enough for me now at my age, where I don't want to go crazy. You can have loads of fun with it because it does make a nice sound when you're up and down the gearbox. I like that about it. I like the fact that it's quick enough without being terrifying or putting you in danger. It doesn't encourage you in the same way that the Z900 does, but I think it's got a lot of the look, none of the sound of the Z900, because I mean that's part of what makes it so naughty. But yeah, I like it. But what I'll do is I'll bring you back now when we get a bit closer to Orwell's. Yeah. So here we are, nearly back, and I've got to give the bike back. For me, this bike really does conjure up memories of the 70s and the 80s for me. Yeah, it really does. I like it. I like the look. I don't know if it's the look. It's not the feel. It doesn't feel like a 1970s Kawasaki, but it's a lovely ride. It's very easy, and it's very pleasurable to look at. So yeah, I like it a lot. But let's get it stopped here in front of this naughty boy Duke 390. Side stand down without looking. Of course, it doesn't come with a centre stand, but you know that. But there you go, Kawasaki Z650RS, absolutely marvellous. Here at Orwell's, also marvellous.